Hello YouTube, and welcome back to the channel here today. Today we're here for some more chapters of The Land of the Lustrous, Hoseki no Kuni. We're back. It's more. I don't know how much more, but it will be some more. So I come into today's session frustrated. I meant to have more time to record here today, but work ran long and then something else came up later tonight. So I only have this small chunk. Whatever it may be is what it's gonna be. That sucks. I want to read more. I like what I'm reading, so I want to do more of it. And it makes me kind of kick myself for last week because I had more time. I could have done more. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should take more opportunities to do more when I can then and don't kind of hand wave and say I'm tired or whatever. Because now we end up in these situations. I don't know. Again, you'll know how long I record for. We'll see. I don't know. I have like maybe 2 hours set aside. But again, 2 hours does not equal 2 hour video length. There's a lot of stuff I cut. Yeah, you guys don't need to know that though. Anyway, I need to start. YouTube comments, where are they? There they are. 2 here today, one from Capella, one from Iwayuru. Starting here with Capella's. Capella starts here from speculating on some of the anime stuff I was talking about with Studio Orange, with the broad theory that, hey, Beastars exists. They want to finish Beastars and whatever they're doing with Trigun Stampede before they even attempt to go back to this kind of stuff, even if they will. I hope they do. I really do. I really like that adaptation. I really like the source material, as you can tell. And yeah, the use of color in that anime, particularly the sound design, the music, the voice acting, it does a lot. Specifically, color is a great thing to call out because it's something that I do think is missing from the manga. Again, it'd be much easier to tell who people are. It'd be wonderful. Next up here, we're talking about the new and improved Foss, and I really like this as a quote. We've leveled up our intelligence. So let's think of the new head, the Lapis head, as kind of an upgrade in the same way that the gold was an upgrade, in the same way that the legs are an upgrade. Okay, we upgraded speed. We upgraded, I don't know, dexterity, whatever you would call it. I got goo powers. Goo powers are pretty good. Now it's intelligence. Now I'm smarter. But again, where kind of moving your legs and moving your arms different is kind of something that I can comprehend. Having a different, almost like brain, having a different capacity to think is something that is just unfathomable to me. It's a really crazy turn, as I went into last week. And again, it feels like a true mix, right? Because I don't feel like Lapis would be the type of gem, I was going to say person, but gem, to do this whole confront Sensei thing, which we kind of ended off last session. That was really the jumping off point, right? Which is, hey, right out in the open in front of everybody, you're sus. You're suspect as fuck. I don't know if I can trust you, all that other kind of stuff. I don't feel like that's a Lapis move. So again, it's this blending of the two, which I feel is... But conversely, I don't feel like Lapis would ever really act on it until it was too late, until Lapis got taken away. The proof's in the pudding there. Another point here which I like is contrasting the Sensei reactions to Shiro and the reaction to the Doctor, which we saw last week. Shiro was like, oh, Shiro's here, that's quaint, I like that. And with Doctor, it's like, oh my god, holy fuck, this is the worst day of my life. I'm literally like emotionally compromised because of it. I cannot act. I need somebody else to act in my place, for it is too emotionally taxing. Which is, it's a wide spectrum is the point. Like, what does that mean? That's, again, put a pin in it. We'll come back to it, I guess. The one thing I don't question is that he loves them. But what does that mean? Why does he always say, I love you, when I'm not telling you things? Is it because the truth hurts? Is it because the truth will shatter everything? Again, like, that's probably one of the major themes of the manga overall. What is the point of pursuing the truth if the truth will only hurt you? Again, the whole Pad Parasha Rutiel thing is a microcosm of that, I feel. Like, again, I'm not telling Rutiel because it'll hurt Rutiel. If Foss continues to pursue the truth, is that only going to hurt Foss and Foss's friends in time? I feel like this is probably room for a way larger conversation for somebody probably smarter than myself, kind of linking in Buddhist theology stuff into what's going on here with inclusions and energy and whatnot, but again, it's not really my place. It's probably, we expand on it more here than I probably ever could, so that's appreciated. And I don't know, I found it pretty insightful. It was a good comment and that kind of stuff. And has a little Sayonara Zetsubou Sensei reference here to boot. It can't be too bad. It's pretty good. Next up here we have Irayuru, and that'll be our last comment here today. YouTube Machine Gods, I ask you to let me post a comment, pretty please. YouTube sucks. Holy shit. I'm having so much trouble on basically every video of people not being able to post comments, especially really long comments. So, like, that sucks. We need to find a way around that. I don't know if it's... I've checked all my settings. I don't know if there's something on my end or what, but it sucks. I have people complaining to me about it pretty often. First off, showing some love for dreamscapes in stories, just kind of that dream given a physical location. It's always fun. I really like it too. I'm happy I went back and checked the Manga Goshen stuff. I guess broadly overall, I was pretty surprised the manga was that referential to older stuff. The other example being, it seems like we're calling back to this conversation that Foss had with Sensei, like, right in the aftermath of losing the legs, very specifically. To the point where, again, my skim-ish rewatch, you know what I'm talking about, is probably not good enough. I probably needed to dive in a little bit deeper on that reread to get myself right back up to speed. Like, again, that Manga Goshen stuff probably hits a lot harder when you instantly know who they are, as opposed to me who was like, oh yeah, I guess, and then I found out later. And yeah, picking up here of the personality switch to the opposite of each other as well, which I thought was a nice touch. Next up here, bringing up the Doctor whole thing. Yeah, and name-checking Neo Automata here. If you think about it, it's kind of got a lot in common with that whole story, lore, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, just timescale stuff too, and yeah, and like they mirror each other. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, I probably needed to have a better look at that design too. I was thinking something like pretty squarely from Bloodborne or something, because I was playing Bloodborne at the time, pretty much. I don't know. I think both examples here are pretty good. They're both kind of operating in the same area too, in my opinion. At least a little bit. Nier's probably a little bit better at that. Where's that new Nier game? Holy shit. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. Next up we have inclusions. And once again, bringing up the idea of Buddhism and going into a pretty deep way there. Again, I wish I was on the same level as all you guys. It's probably... Instead of me regurgitating what it says in this comment here, it's probably worth me doing my own research on my own end, just to, try to get my understanding up. I don't know. But everything you're saying sounds great. It sounds really good. And again, if we're bringing up now, again, this is kind of the metagaming thing I do with the comments a lot. If they bring up something in the comments, it's probably going to come back in a pretty big way. They're not really writing, about stuff that doesn't go anywhere, put it that way. And again, like that kind of whole what the Lunarians look like as well, that's all linked in too. It's all there. It's not a jump is the point. There's links in the text as well. Oh, and we kind of go into a little bit of that kind of metagaming stuff here in a fun way too. Yeah, so that's what I hope to do on the channel a lot, which is nice, is kind of replicate the experience of, reading this as it was coming out. The speculation at, various points in the story, not based on perfect information, because that's something you can't get again. It's lost now. If you go to the Land of the Lustrous subreddit or something like that, everyone's going to be talking big spoilers and stuff, right? You're not going to have the pure, like, blind reaction experience to it. And again, that's what I like to kind of try to replicate. I don't know. That's kind of the point of why I'm here. Which again, in turn makes it harder to comment, right? Because if you comment, it kind of doesn't ruin the experience like that, but I don't know, I'm a smart guy. I can kind of pick up what people are putting down sometimes. And yeah, if that makes it hard to talk about for now based on where I am, then that's just the way it is, I think. And on the follow-up question, I guess I'll leave it in you guys' hands. There's a spoiler channel on Discord for discussions about this kind of stuff as well. What you should tell me, what you shouldn't tell me, what's helpful, what's unhelpful, all that kind of stuff. I don't know. Yeah, depends on what you guys feel. It's hard to say in my current position if that stuff would be helpful or not. For me, I always err on the side of caution. If it is something that you could write about later, write about it as late as possible. And then, again, I've got a pretty good memory. I can remember stuff. So, I don't know. So it's up to you. Again, I'm going around in circles a little bit. And yeah, ending out the comments, I too liked the Slugmobile. I thought that was a great touch. Anyway, let's get out of here and start reading, shall we? So again, here with Wind of the Lustrous, there's a lot to set up, I guess, which makes it hard to summarize quickly, but I think the thing we're just about to jump into is kind of Goshen and Morga, the new version of which kind of kept this little slug as a pet. That slug, I think the implication is it will be, or have some kind of relation to the Admirabilis. Foss will be able to speak with them. It may also be the same being that touched Foss, or said over here, spoke to Foss earlier under the water. And again, I'm seeing a pretty strong link all the way back to the ruler, or whatever her name was. I think we're genderifying the Admirabilis. I don't know. She had tits. I don't know. Yeah, so that's what we're just about to jump into. That, along with the whole doctor thing, Sensei being sus, not revealing information, specifically, again, in the wake of the I lost my leg stuff, not wanting Foss to remember anything about the idea of a human, breaking that table back in the day because of it, and seemingly, specifically, not telling Foss about that same concept in the here and now. So yeah, just finished the Doctor, moving on to Legend, chapter 145. Oh, no, page 145, excuse me. There we go, chapter 51, Legend. Gwa! As always, symmetry with the framing of the panel as well. Must remember what happened just before as well. We have kind of Khan Gorm there with the sleepy pajama clothes on, designed by Red Beryl, of course. And, of course, you're not going to be able to understand the slug. Only Foss can understand the slug, so you're going to be left in the lurch here a little bit. Oh, yes, this is very familiar now, this kind of stuff. No, stop. Insolence. Rude. Shoo-shoo. Shoo-shoo. I am the ruler of the Admirabilis. Gwa! No, this isn't happening. Stupid. An unfamiliar mollusk is talking. What do we say here? Mommy! Filthy pervert! I said don't touch me! Kya! No! Help me! And yeah, of course, Khan Gorm doesn't know. Huh? That's the thing Goshen and Morga picked up, isn't it? And Foss reaching down with the gold. Yeek! Of course. And then a wheeze as you're out of the water. But you could live out of the water, I think. Oh, I'm stupid. Oh my god, I gotta, read. Or, understand what's on screen. It's a whole bunch of, jellyfish. That's what has kind of been in this pool the entire time. Yeah, a jellyfish pool is coming back to me, actually. Like something that was previously in the story. Okay. And that's why you're doing all this stuff. And that's why you're thanking Foss whenever you, get out of the water. Makes sense. Okay. And of course, we're playing this joke again. See? It talked. You're in bad shape. Specifically here for Khan Gorm, because Khan Gorm wasn't involved the whole time, or the whole last time you were doing this whole slug talk thing. Snail talk. I don't know what you want to call it. Yeah, you're going to be freaked out. You're going to have no clue what's going on. Gasp! Ah, wait, are you the talking slug? But you have legs. So you're not a slug. If anything, you're more like a sea slug. You can understand me. That means you're the legendary gem who freed my ancestors from the Lunarians, the great Pospoppy Lick-a-Lick. Excuse me? Pardon? What did you call Foss? The great Pospoppy Lick-a-Lick. Lick-a-Lick. Okay. We're going to call Foss still, I think. Okay, sure. So what's going to be fun here is obviously this happened at least 100 years ago, right? I don't think Admirabilis work on the same timescale that the gems do. So how many generations of Admirabilis have there been in the time where the gems have been kicking about? So it's fun to see Foss has kind of fallen into legend in one timescale, where Foss is just still Foss in the other time scale. I don't know. There's been change over that time period, obviously, but not, not eons worth or whatever the equivalent would be to the Admirabilis. To me, I'm seeing something pretty squarely like a Freeran, right, where you have an immortal character and a character that isn't immortal. And again, we play with that concept a lot in that particular show. It's really talking up a storm. What's it saying? It's saying lick a lick. Oh, those legs, I knew it. This is what I smelled in the ocean yesterday. These legs, they stink. Stink, I say. Without a doubt, these legs came from the ancestral highness Aculatus's shell. Now, from memory, that was the person that the ruler wanted to save. The big shell guy. The legends tell of a more unintelligent, happy-go-lucky, airheaded gem, so I was positive it couldn't have been you. Hardy, hardy, ha. Hey, Foss has changed over time. What's it saying? Vile insults. Ah, that's better. I lost my shell on my way here. Ah, blessed relief. It seems like you get some kind of, base pleasure out of being on a shell or being near a shell or something. Odd. You mentioned your ancestors, so was the one I talked to 100 years ago the one that came before you? No, you met with Ventricusus, the great ruler who returned from the moon 5 generations before I, Variegatus, took the throne. Okay, so you're the ruler as well. Interesting. Or a young ruler at least. Yeah, 5 generations. That same thing that I was just talking about, right? Different timescales. Ah, I see. It looks like my luck is finally starting to change. Now I'll be able to interrogate Sensei again. Variegatus, I want you to tell me something. Certainly. Okay, you're very helpful. I like this little slug creature. Do you know the old tale that Ventricusus told me about? I can't say that I do. Well, that's not very helpful. Then face palming almost, or leg palming, or leg facing. I don't know what you would say there. I'm sorry, I already told you most of the legend. Oh, but I'll try to remember. Then there's a lot of waiting, the narrowing of the eyes, more skepticism about the slug. Urchin? An urchin. Okay, no, an urchin? Urchin? Oh, that was that hilarious account from the Third Reign. I thought that said something else there, and I was a little bit concerned. Let's see. Old tale, old tale. And as we can see here from the paneling, time is passing, lighting changing. Foss, very devoted, wanting to wait to see if you have any answers for himself. I wonder what Rutiel's thinking right now. Probably Foss has gone off the deep end again. Okay, there we go. I can't do it. That was not imparted to me. I'm sorry. Well, I should have known it was too good to be true. What are you going to do now? Go home? Okay, bye. Are you just fucking off? Sure. I was told to never go near the hills. Why? Because the gems on the hills are so angry about what happened to your legs, great Pospoppy, that they'll find me and tear me to pieces. What the hell are you talking about? Oh, I heard something about a terrible one of your kind. A white madness who carries 1,000 dismantling tools. I see. Okay, so this might be this whole thing too. Yeah. Rutiel is one for a dissection, for sure. I was also taught that yours is a land of gorgeous immortals, and indeed, you are all equally beautiful. Oh, that's because of Sensei. Okay, I don't know what this is about, but this is reminding me of the stuff that Ventricusus was saying back in the day as well. Had the hots for Sensei from memory, which was odd. Oh, okay, lore. Okay, dive in here, folks. When we're born, Sensei takes a chisel and fine-tunes our features. The idea is that because we all have different properties, at least we can all be equal in appearance. I don't know, some of the gems are hotter than the others. Like, I think that's... I don't know. Sensei does a good job of giving them at least some individuality as well. Is he also just really into, like, taut bottoms? Because he's given every gem here a real taut ass. Concerning. I don't know. Your Sensei is very kind. Oh, I don't know about that. Yeah, that's an interesting look too, for sure. Because it's not wrong. Sensei is kind, but, like, frickin' he's also sus. We've been into it. I don't think he's lying when he says he loves us. Okay, very dark panel, probably nighttime, as we're putting, what was your name again? Our little slug creature friend into the ocean again. Oh, now we have some cope. Our Royal Highness Ventricusus regretted deceiving you and took that remorse to the grave. Oh, now I feel bad for not remembering. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, okay. So you didn't even remember the deception angle? If you did, maybe you would be a lot more pissed at this guy. Potentially. And so, as the 5th successor to the throne, may I tell the others that I have obtained your forgiveness, great Poss Puppy. Even though I couldn't remember the old story. What? Please, I beg of you. Are you wadding at the splash? Probably. The truth is, it took tremendous resolve for me to come to these hills. Okay. Oh, that's great too. I think you call hills the shore, right? Like, because think about it from the perspective of them, right? They're climbing mountains and hills to get up out of the water. That's actually a really, really fun kind of world building detail. I really enjoy that. Because I was like, what the hell do they mean by hills? And I'm like, yeah, gotcha. I thought maybe they meant the mountain where we kind of find new gems or whatever. I was scared, so I was pacing in the shallows, and a piece of gemstone drifted towards me. So I took it and started pacing again. Then you came, so I panicked and gave it back. Was that the hair? Yeah, it was the hair, okay. But then I was tired, so I curled up in some coral to sleep, and I was captured. And that's when kind of Goshen went and did Goshen things. I'm told that I am by far the weakest and least reliable of all our rulers throughout history, so I thought that if I could tell everyone that I returned from the dreaded hills, perhaps I could gain some of their approval. Now, obviously, I think we see what's happening here, with a little pat as well. Foss sees a lot of himself in this kind of story. Again, everybody else around Foss was so very competent, right? And Foss couldn't join in fighting, couldn't join in any of the big important jobs, wasn't smart enough, was too stupid, all that other kind of stuff, felt inadequate, and that inadequacy led them towards change. And that's how we've gotten to the position we're in now. In that way, a lot of portions of this part of the manga have been Foss looking backwards, being reflected of his old self, and trying to figure out how he feels about that, feels about how the change. And I think we're landing here ultimately like sympathetic for the old me, and wishing maybe we could go back to when it was a little bit simpler too. What is this crick? Is this the gold playing up again? Yeah, I think so. Paking? There we go. Oh, no, it's not the gold playing up. Never mind. It's Foss voluntarily giving a piece of himself to our little slug friend here. If it were me, I would want proof of the forgiveness. It's from the seam where the shell agate connects to me. You can show it to your people. Well, that's a nice little gift. Thank you, Foss. I feel like there's a lot in this line here as well. If it were me, I would want proof of the forgiveness. You're constantly looking for proof in a lot of things, right? I want proof about the Lunarians. I want proof about Sensei. I want this, I want that. In your quest for knowledge and kind of, the truth and revealing it, you do need some ammo. And I want to give the person that reminded me of the old me, or the slug that reminded me of the old me, some ammo. Again, being kind to yourself is what I'm seeing here from Foss. Thank you ever so much. Huzzah, huzzah, huzzah. This is very precious. I will swallow it for safe transport. It may disintegrate. Watch out now. Stop. What do we say down here? Hang on. Can I move that over slightly? No, kind of. Hang on. I feel a terrible memory coming back to me. Okay, it is going to dissolve. I think that's what the dialogue there is about. Take care. I will. And off into the sunrise. It's kind of the opposite. Off into the sunrise as opposed to the sunset. Yeah, and that's very pointed, right? If somebody rides off into the sunset, it's them saying goodbye. Sunset is the end of the day. The sun goes down. A new adventure will begin. All that other kind of stuff. It's the end of the story. If you're moving off to the sunrise, it's just the start. So maybe this slug will return very, very shortly with some information. So what I'm seeing in my head, and again, this is just speculation, you're going to dissolve that piece of the shell into yourself, and then you're going to remember the same memories as old mate was in that had the shell, right? The guy from that was stolen. You're going to get his memories somehow by absorbing the shell part. Or maybe you'll get a less convoluted version of Foss's memories as well, which may let you put some things together too. I don't know, something's going to happen, and I think the sunrise is pretty indicative of that. Something is beginning. We've made a pretty pointed change here that will reveal itself shortly, I feel. Yep, here we go. Sun rising on the face again. A sigh from Foss. Turn around, turn away. Okay, now what? And then an oh from off camera. Did it happen very quickly, potentially? Okay, on the distance here we see a little fucking Healthy Harold looking motherfucker or something. I don't know what that is. It's not a tail per se. Huh? What's happening? Oh, look at the jet stream. This shit's crazy. But if you would accept a legend that's been handed down among my people, I do know one of those. So is the wording just wrong and you knew what we wanted the entire time? Very happy we're getting a little bit of this character design now as well. Just looking at it, I feel like this matches the personality of the slug already through the dialogue. Oh yeah, look at her. She's great. Yeah. Giving a little bit of Yui potentially. Just a little bit in the face and the curiosity. And yeah, here we go. This planet was once home to animals known as humans. And when the planet lost its sixth piece, they went into the ocean and divided into spirit, flesh, and bone. They all transformed to survive. The flesh became my people, the Admirabilis. The bone became the stone that inhabits the hills. The hills, of course. And the spirit became the Lunarians. We all came from the same creature. That is why we all look so similar. The Lunarians attack us in their quest to become human again. Will that legend do? I think the joke here is that you're saying it very, very quickly after this was, given such pomp and circumstance when it was originally told to us in that chapter so very long ago. Again, going to show the different personalities of the different Admirabilis. You've got no sense of theatre. You just blurted out the whole thing in 2 panels, as opposed to 10 pages. And it seems like Foss remembers something, maybe. Humans. That clicks. I think I've heard that story before. Was I of service to you? And I'm surprisingly not surprised by your highly unlikely transformation. Yeah, that's definitely it. Thanks. I am successful. Oh, that's fantastic. It's really hard to grasp this concept, but I feel like they're doing a pretty good job. It's like kind of deja vu. You remember something, or you remember remembering something. Like, I'm not surprised by that. And it's just kind of a feeling. But I feel like I'm on the right track because of that. And I feel like that's a really cool feeling. I can kind of really feel that. It's cool. If you'll excuse me, oh yes, my race is still struggling to survive, but we wish to regain our pride and our comrades, so one day we intend to go to the moon. Go to the moon. Do you want a friend? Now, again, I'm metagaming, but the next chapter is called Journey. Are we finally doing it? Are we doing the thing? I hope so. I would be excited. Oh yeah, look at Foss. Demon time. Go to the moon? Yes, we haven't found a way to do it yet, but we are working on a plan to invade the moon. Now I must really be going this time. May I come see you again? Of course. But I might not be here. There's no doubt in my mind. Lapis Lazuli was hinting that I need to go to the moon, but the genius couldn't show me how to get there, hence all the vague clues. That has to be it. It has to. But for some reason, I wish I could get the truth from Sensei. Oh, is that it? Okay, interesting. So I think the implication here is like, okay, you're going to go to the moon too, but you think that the way to the moon is something from the truth from Sensei. And Lapis had that inkling, and now all the pieces are falling into place for you as well. Whereby you need to figure out what Sensei's hiding, because that will also in turn get us to the moon. Now, maybe I was being a dumbass, but I thought getting stolen was taking you to the moon. The Lunarians on the moon, if they take you, they're going to the moon, right? Makes sense to me. Like, I thought that was the whole thing. I would purposely try to get stolen. I don't know. Again, you're no help to anybody if you're in a million pieces, so I don't know. If you figured something out, then that's good, even if I haven't. I still love Sensei, is the next thing here. Is that... Oh, is that it? I still love Sensei. Okay, what is happening? Sus Sensei turned around, all beshadowed and stuff. Good morning, says Foss. Interesting. And here we go. This is where I feel like Foss is the difference over just Lapis, right? Foss now has the, gumption, the get up and go to just go and ask Sensei about it. I feel like that's the positive Foss side of the equation coming through. Just like, I don't give a fuck about the consequences, let's just go and do this thing. But also in turn, maybe you should give a fuck about the consequences, because that's definitely being gotten at in the text as well, that you never think these things through. Either way, the things that once lived on this planet, they were humans, weren't they? And if you know about them, that means you've been around since before the humans were split into 3. I'm surprised you figured that out. And that means, but, okay, we'll continue, but I feel like this is a bit of a logical jump. Like, you could clearly just know the same legend that the Admirabilis do, right? But I mean, he confirmed it, so it was a good bluff regardless. Okay, Adamant's been around that long. I mean, there's been evidence there too. If you're seeing, like, the Doctor from a long time ago and Shiro from a long time ago, then maybe you were around when they split, Sensei's older than all of us. It's starting to make sense, right? Yeah, and I thought we confirmed this too, no? I guess Foss would never know. Okay, so when Adamant fucking blah, 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 blah. Let me restart. When Adamant kind of shot those pieces of himself out, he was made of gem. And I'm like, okay, well, he's a gem. Because I had a long-standing theory that he was a human, right? But as soon as I saw that, with my knowledge of humans, and they were made of flesh and blood and stuff, I'm like, nah, he's not a human. Can't be. Unless he's just got, like, rock arms, and now he's lying. Here's my thing. Like, I was around before the humans split into 3, and I'm not a human, are not mutually exclusive. There could have been some separation or some existence of this style of being before the humans were split into 3. Potentially you're some kind of experiment or some kind of, I don't know, reach for immortality or something. There's a lot of ways you can go with it, but again, I'm not as shocked as Foss here for pretty obvious reasons. And again, he's playing hard to get again. I can't tell you any more than that. Says Sensei, Chapter 51, End, Legend. Legend? Potentially. I've been recording for way too long, holy shit. Alright, wriggle on time. Chapter 52, Journey. Is this a Cinnabar type? Cinnabar. I wonder if that idiot managed to get anything out of Sensei. I know it's going to sound strange me telling you this. Okay, so just as you're thinking of Foss shows up. Very fun. The look on the face too. So hopelessly in love. So hopelessly devoted, of course. Oh shit, we're doing it. Yo, I read ahead though. But I'm going to the moon. Okay, yeah, fair enough. I asked Sensei everything I could. In fact, I asked everything I wanted to ask, but I couldn't get any of the important answers. I won't get anything else out of Sensei, and I'm not holding out any hope for talking to the Lunarians. The only option left is to go to the moon, so want to come with. That's a purpose. That's a purpose, eh? Yeah, for sure. It's a big ask, I'm probably going to die. It's probably a one-way mission, I'm a little bit confused here. I'm not holding out any hope of talking to the Lunarians. I thought that was a pretty good route to take. I thought you were starting to decipher the language in a pretty cool way too. I don't know. Maybe I'm just wrong there. Maybe you were out of options. Okay, Cinnabar is stunned. Foss looks serious, broadly. Still the little kind of mercury around as well, right? The whole poison deal. Really like this shot too. Hand out, gold hand out. I want you on this journey with me. Pulling away, unsure. Still a little bit of poison in the air, Still that little bit of trepidation and lack of self-confidence. Like, again, Foss has been lacking a lot of stuff in this thing too, but we mustn't forget that you're lacking a lot of, self-assuredness and stuff, right? You've been like this outcast for so long, and again, manifested by the poison too. I'm not sure if I'm ready either, Oh, hang on, I'm getting baited, is what I want to say, but the only possible way I can think to get there is too dangerous, and I don't know what it's like there, so I want to go check it out first. I would like to hear your insights when you get back. See you later. Okay, this reinterprets this whole thing. You're thinking about it. You actually want to go. You think that this is a good idea. Holy shit, is it time? Is it finally time for me to have a partner, have a purpose? to have this person devoted to me, willing to die for me, and all these other things. No, that's not the case, because you pull away right at that moment. Yeah, and again, the like facepalm too, that whole thing. Okay, what's going on here? All right, so you look sad. You're going to the moon. You're going to go to the moon and come back. That's never happened before. There are too many uncertainties. There's no way to predict. And then thinking, after a pause, don't go. Yo. Okay. I thought we forgot about the whole Cinnabar thing. I'm happy it's coming back in a big way here. Yeah, this is cool. Yeah, so, again, like, an emotional response. Like, okay, what does Foss represent to Cinnabar? The one person who's ever really came out and, said that they were going to assist in finding me a purpose and making my existence less lonely. The only person that's ever come out and actually concretely said that shit. If you go to the moon and don't come back, that whole dream is out the window. So this is what this outburst is about, right? It's, no, I don't want my hope to go along with you. If I am going to go, I must go with you first as well. Oh, no. Oh. No. Okay. Then Foss runs back over. I'm sorry. The wind was too strong. I couldn't hear you. I really did come here to get your advice, but you didn't say anything, and I was making me nervous. What did you say? And then Foss, none the wiser, be careful. Yo. This is tragic, no? Yo! No. You gotta come with, right? Yo, okay. This is terrible. Damn, Foss is just running around and telling everybody, too. I was thinking when we have our next battle, I'm going to go to the moon. Why? Says Khan Gorm. I've given up on getting answers from Sensei. Oh, okay. Leave Lapis's head here. Okay. Ugh, you're so stupid. Never mind. Take it. I gave it to you. I've heard that at least 10 times now. Idiot. I said it at least twice that. And if it's going to work, it has to come from the school, while Sensei is napping, and when we're the only ones fighting it. I've come up with 2 ways to do it. Okay, we're going into a bit of a plan. So originally you're like, leave Lapis's head here. Okay, no, that's unfair. You can't do that. Also, I don't know how you would operate without a head, but anyway. So you're obviously still a little bit back and forth about the whole Foss Lapis thing too, which, again, we know that. Ooh, and it seems like you're like recounting Lapis's thoughts. There's a peaceful way and a forceful way. And Lapis says, it's a bold and original plan. Let's do it. Well, that's the feeling I get. Yeah, that sounds like something Lapis would say. Of course, we know what this kind of stuff looks like. Lapis over on kind of one end, talking in this dreamscape type place, and Foss kind of listening. So obviously this is the outcome of a conversation that they had on off screen, right? Where they talked through these plans. It won't work without your help. I mean, you're already an integral part of the plan. I'll be counting on you. Oh, can't go. Just so constantly over it. That's so funny. Yeah, here we go. Can you even make it back? Is that what you're thinking? Holy text. Okay, let's lock in. At this point, I can imagine 2 possibilities. The first is the optimistic observation that if I can get there, I should be able to get back. The other is that if I break after I get to the moon, or on the way to a point where I can't move, they'll make me into something else, and I'll come back in bits and pieces over time. This is the more likely scenario. As you have surmised from running the Convalescent Center, of course, no gem has yet had enough pieces to return from the moon to recover, but according to Lapis, my inclusions seem to excel at symbiosis, which gives me a unique condition that allows me to maintain myself. I suspect my inclusions always hated how weak I was at birth, so I've lost more than half of my original self, but I'm still me, so I definitely feel like that's true. So when I come back, no matter how little of me, then I want to put those pieces back together, even if it means forcing them to attach to some other material. Ask Rutil to do that for me, but I'm a little worried that they won't want to use a 3.5 hardness for their arrowheads. Still, sometimes they use us for psychological warfare. Are you serious? This is brilliant. This is amazing, this dialogue. It's very, very good. What a plan. You've actually thought this through, Foss, like, really well. Okay, so first up here, yeah, that is way too optimistic. And then as we talk more and more about this, it starts to come together. This is Foss's point of difference. is that a little part of Foss can come back, right? And Foss will become Foss again. In that way, the exact opposite of Padparasha, right? Where Padparasha needs all these kind of pieces in the chest to even be alive again. Foss can just kind of flick the switch, and eventually, over time, Foss will come back through. It's a little bit scary. What will Foss look like by the end of everything, after everything's been said and done? What will happen? But Foss will come back, and considering the timescale as well, considering you're immortal, it's all making sense. This is crazy. Is there really a point in doing all that? Yes, we will get some kind of new information. It will probably take time to get everyone back from the moon, but this will definitely be a step in the right direction. I hope you're not doing this because you're mad at Sensei. I can't say that's not a part of it. Or out of sheer curiosity. That too. Ugh. The dialogue here is great. Maybe my unrealistically optimistic inclusions are spurring me on, but if there's any hope, I can't just stand around and do nothing. Besides, this will tell me how far I can go. Oh my god, Moana. Yeah, you're right. You are being overly optimistic, but also very protagonisty in that as well, which is something that of course I can get around. And I'm kind of looking forward to finding out. Finding out what's on the other side, finding out how far I can go. I want to sing the song now, but obviously I don't want to, terrorize people by singing. It's not good, I'll tell you that. Okay, says Foss. Alright, we're doing the plan. You know the plan. Yeah. Okay, we're doing the plan apparently. Foss is leaping into action. A little bit of gold trailing off the stiletto, which we like to see. Yeah, you're on the cloud. You're on the spots. What do we call them? Black spots? Sunspots? That's it. So Foss is now using the gold to create some replica Lunarians and then saying, "May I talk to you for a minute?" What? How is this part of the plan? I thought you were going to give up on talking to them. Oh, no, it's okay, it's a part of it. Gloop. Swit. Oh. Yo, this Lunarian locked in. It's like, those videos, right, where it's white man stuns Chinese by speaking perfect Mandarin. That's what's happening right now. In as many words, I guess. But yeah, we're hitting them with the swits, and then they're looking at each other oh, yo, they know the swits, and then you're hitting them with the swits too. It's a big old swit party between everybody. Cairngorm looks terrified. Swit, fweet, shh, foo, shh, foo. What a conversation. What an art form. What a time. Ack! I guess copying their breathing wasn't the way to go. It didn't make for a good conversation. No, of course it didn't. And again, this is what I'm saying, where I thought that this would have been a pretty cool tact as well. Just I know it's impossible, but trying to decipher the language at least a little bit, not just kind of copying whatever they're saying. Oh yeah, we can kind of see Foss sweating here a little bit too. Yeah, funny. I felt like this was a play. And again, you've got a lot of time to figure that kind of stuff out too. I don't know how you'd even begin to figure out a language like that. I've had enough of this. Huh? And then we're just going to throw Foss in. Cairngorm, I should have known. After all you said, you actually like the Lunarians. You're going to betray us. You're just getting in the way. Sit still and let me fight. Hey, you'd imagine that this is the plan. That's why I was hamming it up with my expert acting skills. And then, yeah, look at it. Oh, big old strike to Foss's midsection. Big violent bang. Gooey golden blood rushing out too. Oh my god, this is the plan, everybody. Is this the plan? Okay, smash. You idiot, why didn't you dodge? Foss, hey, you're kidding, right? I didn't really mean to... Hey, I didn't smash you too badly, did I? You were perfect. Come on, get up, we have to get out of here. Foss, no! Okay, so one of two things happened here. You're acting because it's all part of the plan still, which I don't think that's what's happened. I think Foss played you for a fool. Foss said, yeah, I'll dodge, bro. I'll dodge. Yeah, For sure, bro. And then Foss didn't dodge, knowing that this was ultimately the only way that they would ever take Foss if Foss was incapacitated. And again, that's what we meant by Cairngorm's an integral part of the plan. I need to be incapacitated. Somebody needs to incapacitate me. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like Foss didn't tell you this, and now you're actually genuinely surprised. Yep, there goes Foss. This looks like an airplane window or something. And I'd imagine Cairngorm is like splashing into the ocean. Yeah, this looks like I'm on a journey. That's great. It looks like I'm taking off, and like this is the last I'm seeing of the coast before I fly off to somewhere new. Which again is exactly what's happening in the narrative. Oh no, Cairngorm was in on it. Okay, Cairngorm got me. You're right. Is a surprisingly good actor. Ha ha ha. Okay, it was enough to fool everybody. Fool the Lunarians, fool, the rest that are chasing. Oh, this is tragic. This is one of these little Goshen or whatever. They were so obsessed with Foss. They'll hate this. It's like their favorite uncle is going away and never going to see them again. And yeah, it seems like we're doing a flash to each of these locations. The last time we'll see some of these characters for a good while, I think, as Foss finally goes to the moon. Which, again, not a hard prediction, but it's something that I have been predicting for quite a long time. Alright, this is interesting. This is the first time we've ever seen this. Foss is in the darkness. This is what's inside these kind of sunspots. Ooh, interesting. Okay, so it's very... I'd love to see this animated. I think it'd be so cool. So they're kind of touching and feeling on Foss here to see if Foss is going to move, right? To see if Foss is really shattered. And now Foss has to kind of play dead in a fun way. Yeah, they're getting very handsy. Get out of there. Get out of the crunch type area. I know it's like a Ken doll down there, but still. Alright, it seems like we've exited Earth. Thank you, Chapter 52 Journey. And now it makes this omake here at the very end feel a little bit, useless? Anyway. Land of the Linen launching, which is just a great title already. Is this melon? Wow! Like Waluigi or something. Forget Bortz. Nepti's just as bad. There's no wind-up, and you can never tell when that gem's gonna make a move. Benito, can you give us any advice? Huh? I know. Those eyes. Nepti thinks they're a charm point. You can't tell if they're there or not. They open slightly before... Benito, no! Okay. Alright, so there's a little... Oh no, Benito gets gotten again. Okay, anyway. 40 to 10. This is bad. They just keep padding their lead. What do we do, Yellow? Benito, we can't see Nepti's eyes from here. Isn't there anything else? Huh? I know. That bizarre hairstyle Nepti's so fond of. It wriggles a little. Okay, alright, so you get annoyed. That's the whole vibe. And... Why did it take me so long to figure out what the joke was? Alright, you get annoyed. That's the whole thing. And yeah, just some translation notes. Don't really care about this first one, whatever. But yeah, I looked up AEST. I remember that from last week. And Doctor, very importantly, the Lunarian's name is Hakase, which, is a doctor of sorts, an expert, professor, whatever you want to call them, right? I've definitely seen it translated as professor before. But what's important to note here is it isn't a medical doctor specifically. It's just somebody that is an expert. Okay, so that's one thing that we should take forward. Let's not take the explicit English definition of a doctor in a medical doctor sense. Okay, gotcha. Oh, is this like an inside cover or something? This is pretty sick. I like this a lot. May even be a thumbnail or something. It's kind of sick. Got any fun ads in the back this time? Yeah, Fire Force... All the same ones. I guess it is the same magazine. Okay. Chat room. This is a new volume. This is volume number 8 by Haruko Ichikawa, as all the other ones are. And this is the cover that we get. So, I guess I'll talk about my anecdote here now as well. I wanted to actually buy some of this manga because I'm enjoying it so very much. I think it'd be a nice thing to own. I like the art a lot. I want to support the creators, all that other kind of stuff. Even though I don't know how much actually goes to Haruko Ichikawa. Anyway, point being, I wanted to buy some. But I couldn't because I was like, oh shit, these volume covers are going to be spoilery. So, are they? Is a thing I guess I should ask? Like, should I pursue just buying them all? Or... I don't know. I just don't want to get spoiled is the major thing here. Point being, because there's evidence on these that it already is kind of spoilery. I don't know. Anyway, Melon. I don't know who the hell you are, but I'm also bad at this, so sure. You're Lapis. This is a sword? Yo, you're sick. And who are you again? I forget who you are too. Maybe this will elucidate things. Is that Rutiel? It kind of looks like Rutiel. Get back. Yeah, I think it's Rutiel out of the coat. Yeah, sure. Okay, we never see Rutiel out of the coat. It's that or it's Nepti. But I think Nepti has shorter hair. Over here. Sus. This is great though. This is very fun. And we're doing the same thing where Cinnabar's always off to the side. Not getting much love. Any newbies here? Not really. Amethyst is here, which is important. Because think about why Amethyst might be here. Yeah. Yeah, right? Yeah? Is that anything? Hey, yo, Peridot and Sphene are Team Sexy? I want to be part of Team Sexy. That's cool. Okay. I shouldn't read this very much, so I'm just going to keep moving. Yeah, let's keep moving. Okay, Moon World. I'm going to go for 2 more. 2 more at a minimum. We'll see how we go. Normally, I could have counted by now of there being some kind of action-y chapter, but there hasn't been one, so might just be a shorter session. But I don't know, it's pretty big stuff. Okay, maybe Sensei is talking, or not talking, he's just woken back up. He's crying or something. Okay, hang on. Another thing I wanted to talk about back here is that how are we going to frame the story now? Because obviously, you're off on your own. You're on the moon or whatever, right? So is a lot of everything else going to be framed through these characters that have been left behind, right? Survivor's Guilt, something? Yeah, I think so, right? And it seems like that confirmation, or that has been confirmed here by, hey, Foss has been taken, we're focusing on characters that aren't Foss. Okay, did something happen? Foss has been taken, and then he shatters the entire floor. Oh shit, and then they're sad, and then he's like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to alarm you. So obviously, again, he knows that Foss knows, so then he's like, oh shit, Foss knows, and Foss went to the moon? But also, I love Foss, so it's a big, complex set of emotions. One is the secret going to get out, but also, I miss Foss, because I love Foss. Okay, no, very quickly, it seems like we're in outer space. We're in Star Wars. Holy shit, okay. This is a sunspot. It seems to have got like a bit of a helipad type situation or something, like they'll launch them off of here or something. It seems like we're landing. And yeah, there's our confirmation, right? Oh, this is... I love being right. I love being right, chat. So, it's that whole thing that I've been talking about where, again, you have a different form based on wherever you are. Because Lunarians come to our realm to steal us, they will look different to what they normally look like. And again, when the Lunarians go back up to where they're from, they will start to look normal again, like humans. Again, the same thing happened with the Admirabilis and the whole underwater type thing. And this is just great. So we're all locked in, the hair's up, it's all tied, it's all up in a bun, and then you let loose. Woo! Another successful hunt, boys. Let's go. Or girls, I don't know what we're going to call you guys. Yeah, look at this. Look what we got. We made a huge catch today. Here's a hint. And here's a little glimmer. Whoa, wait, is this Foss? Yup. You mean the variant? The independent variable? Oh, shit. That's right. And we got it in one piece. Wait, hang on. One piece? The One Piece is real? They got One Piece in this shit? Yo. One Piece. Monkey D. Luffy. Anyway, get me out of here. That's amazing. I know, right? But more focus here is they're just kind of chill. A lot of girls, though, right? Or am I being sexist? I don't know. Am I? I don't know. I'm just assuming. What a beautiful color. There are a lot of cracks, but I got no complaints about its clarity or luster. You truly were from the land of the lustrous. It looks like the Apothecary that we used to bring in all the way back when, but this one really is rare. Okay, so Foss looks similar to somebody from the past. These arms are gold, was it? What do we do with them? I think we could take them too, but I'll ask just in case. Who are you asking? Also, again, Foss is awake this entire time. We should note as well. Yeah, so they're about to take Foss's gold, and then Foss cuts her head off? Because I was like, who the fuck's flying in here? But I think Foss has gone violent. Yeah, I think Foss just wrecked them all. So they didn't know that Foss was still alive, and then Foss is just committing mass murder. So, I mean, the Lunarians are bad. I don't like the Lunarians, but like, it's a lot of murder. I don't know how their lifespan works, I guess. Are they immortal like the gems? Or are they mortal like the Admirabilis? It's hard to say. So, did you just murder a bunch of people? Oh, yeah, look at this. This is great. Okay, so Foss is aura farming up here. Hey, it's moving. But how? We checked 1,000,000 times. No way. You can just talk? Are you mocking me? So, again, you sent Foss down this kind of wild goose chase with the whole neck slit thing, the whole kind of swoosh situation or whatever the onomatopoeia was. So Foss is more frustrated about that than anything else. Like, oh my god, you like sent me down the wrong, path when I was trying to figure out everything. Either way, Foss is springing into action. And yeah, we're gonna go to a wide there. Okay, alright, this is the moon, I guess. What is this little ham bone down here? Little ham bone? Looks like a snail of sorts. Hang on, I think I know what's happening. I think we have livestock or something. I think that's instantly what's going on with the Admirabilis. So they take them up here, and they're like an equivalent of livestock. I think that's the go. And again, we know that we're also the equivalent of like precious gemstones or something to them. They want to go down and mine on, in the hills per se, right? To go get precious gemstones because they're pretty. Because again, there's some portion of humanity on a base level or whatever lingering essence of the soul, right? That wants to do this, that wants to go down and collect these precious gemstones, and then we tying that into greed somehow as greed the human condition. I don't know, I think that's way later stuff, so we're gonna be good and focus on what we can see in the here and now. I think this is like a base or a city or something. I don't know if these are like windows or steps or whatnot over this way. It's definitely different kind of architecturally versus where we're from, which is a little bit more kind of curvy and spiritual and stuff. And again, I'm not an architecture guy, obviously, but is brutalist a word that we would use? I don't know. I guess it depends on the coloration. If it's all very concretey and stuff, then I guess I could see that being an interpretation. It's giving... what's the... Dune, the Dune planet where all the bad people are from. What's that one called? Put the answer on screen. It's giving that a little bit. It's giving kind of evil base type vibes. Okay, Foss is murdering still. Great. And aura farming. Look at this shit. Yo. Also, yeah, my view's all fucked too. Hang on. There we go. That's better. Huh? What? Okay, and they're all spooked. Seems to be that there's a lot of them. I'll give you that. Foss is on some kind of murderous rampage. Very, very cool. Okay. And then, where's the buck stopping? So you're here, and then whoever this is, maybe the buck's stopping with that person. Oh my. Is this like an ara? Potentially. Foss doesn't care. Foss murders. Welcome. Murder. Still murdering. Obviously, I think you have a little bit more of a character design. It's quite a good character design too, for the record. I feel like you can tell a lot about who this person is from the oh my and the look. You're a lot more of a mature type character relative to everybody over here that seem pretty young and pretty green, right? Yeah, I think you've been around the block a few times. And again, the way you're responding here and the way you're not defending yourself makes me think that you have something resembling immortality on this plane or something. Okay, yeah, Foss goes straight through, cuts you down, cuts this pillar down too, goes to step on a thing, loses the gold power somewhat? Wait, hang on. What happened? To the moon world. You're a lively one. What does this mean? What? Okay. So you just leave. Oh my, welcome to the moon world. Okay, I think you regenerate, and that's what surprises Foss. Well, I think here you're like sensing that this person isn't gone. It's like, welcome to the moon world. Again, the response here made me always think that you knew that you weren't dying in that moment. Yeah, you're a lively one. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Oh, interesting. Then a little whisper. Oh, you're angry that we started talking. The thick atmosphere of your planet doesn't agree with us. It reminds us of unpleasant things in our past. So while we're down there, we hold our breath as much as possible. I like yeah, again, this is another great character detail. The chain of command, right? How else can we demonstrate that you're the one in charge, that you're somebody not to be fucked with? We can, again, have you everyone's a little lackey compared to you. I feel like that's very important in characterization for sure. And what does this mean? We hold our breath as much as possible. Again, that explains the whole kind of swit situation. But does that mean that you guys were sandbagging? Because again, if I hold my breath, I'm obviously not going to be as good in a fight, right? Is that what we're kind of saying here? That we have to hold our breath every single time that we like battle with you guys? Because that's kind of crazy. That means you guys are way strong. We're doing some really fun stuff with Foss's eyes here too. Love this shot here. Yeah. A little bit of Sans going on. Sans Undertale. Either way, where are they? Everywhere. I'm taking them back. Go ahead. Take as much as you like. Okay, very nonchalant. And then we look. There's a vase here of some kind. This is a piece of Antark. I'm not going to say the whole Antark thing, but we have a little Antark here. Imitation Antark. It's a synthetic crystal that faithfully recreates the shape the gem was in when we collected it. We make them here. Think of it as your actual kin and watch. Okay, is this the little fucking... What the hell? What is happening? Oh, no. What is happening? Okay, hang on. Okay. I thought that this was going to be another little explodey dude or whatever. Remember when we made like grenades? That shit was crazy. But no, like, I feel like, okay, let's break this down from the very start again. Why are they going and collecting these gemstones? Okay, because we're going to grind them down and turn them into materials or something like that, right? It's part of the process. It's the same reason why humans mine in real life, right? It's used in a variety of things, in a variety of productions, right? There's no one actual use. It's multifaceted. But, again, we need some kind of facility, right? Some kind of facility where we're going to break down all these things and turn them into things, right? I feel like this is now a factory which creates everything, right? That would also explain why the Lunarians are dropping things off here, right? We go down, collect things, and bring them back up here to the factory when they can be turned into goods and services and whatever else, right? Like, I feel like that's the production process here, and we're just seeing, like, the factory head or something in the here and now. Because then we go Zam Crunch, blah, 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 and then it grinds out to something, comes out of a very kind of factory-looking apparatus here. It is still coarse at level 4. Normally we grind them at level 10, so please imagine a finer powder. We take this and spread it flat. What do you mean by spread it flat? What are you talking about? Does it... Hang on. Okay, so you take the real thing, spread it flat over the surface of something else to give the imitation of something, right? To, imitation jewelry, not obviously 100% gold, but, gold-plated, something like that, I think. At the same time, I feel like Foss is coming to the understanding that they use the Admirabilis here as some kind of livestock, right? Or some kind of, part of the production process. And yeah, is devastated because of it. Our lives mean nothing. Our lives are so insignificant to you. Everything that I have ever loved, everything that has ever meant anything to me, is been grinded into bullshit, like the fucking dust on the surface of the moon. That's fucked, right? Okay. Again, real life. Imagine if Cole had a personality. That would be fucked. Cole would hate us, This is essentially what's happening for Foss in the here and now. It's like, I can't believe you literally, use us in the production of energy to power your stupid computers and lights and everything else. Like, how dare you? How ethically repulsive. And yeah, but again, I should have finished the sentence too. By decorating it with all of you, we make our world beautiful. Look how devastating this is, man. This is also, again, now that I'm thinking about it, this is why we never see anybody again. They get grinded down into nothing. it's very hard to get every piece back together if we're grinding it as fine as possible, like we showed in excruciating detail there before. Like, that's just not going to fly, you know? And again, like, not every... So say, again, real life example, we find some iron. Not all of the iron that we find is going to be used in the creation of weapons. Some iron is going to be used in some other process, and some other process, and some other process, to the point where it's impossible to get everything back together again, or even most of it for that matter. And again, Foss is coming to that realization here at this moment as well. It's all very fucked. Nobody had any chance ever. That's stupid. And also, it seems like you guys are immortal, so it seems like everything that I've done was pointless. Someday it will shine almost as bright as a star. Now then, you're welcome to take home as much of this blend of brilliant grey powder as you like. I understand you've been wanting to speak with us for some time now. Okay, this is probably worthy of some analysis as well. Someday it will shine almost as bright as a star. Let's get that on screen there. I feel like that's a very important line. Again, I'm linking this soul element into, like, humans are inherently bad type stuff, right? Or, like, greedy or prideful or all this stuff, right? Like, I envy the cosmos. I want to be as bright as the brightest stars out in the distance. I want to compare myself to somebody else, and I'm willing to do anything and everything to accomplish that goal. Enslaving the other two parts of me, right? The bone and the flesh. And again, I want to continue with that thought, but I will step back somewhat, knowing that this is probably ultimately where we're going big picture-wise as well. Again, the soul enslaving the bone and the flesh is a deep concept, for sure. Either way, it seems like you have something to say. What would you like to know? And yeah, you don't have tits either. Okay, never mind. You do seem to be a little bit more feminine than even the gems, maybe, though. Okay. You've even got a little bit of a kind of, like, you know when you have abs and it kind of points down towards the... Yeah, you've kind of got that going on too, which is cool. And yeah, for sure, we'll do one more chapter. Why not? What do we have? A machine for prayer. What the hell are you talking about? This is kind of sassy too. Anyway. A machine for prayer. Foss is still devastated, but maybe we're going to get some answers to our questions here too. So Foss is still obviously pissed. There's a momentary pause after the question at the end of last chapter. Foss lashes out, but yeah, we regenerate very quickly. We regenerate forever? I think they're immortal, chat. I'm going to be real. Yeah, okay, we're finally doing some power scaling stuff, right? So again, we regenerate faster here. Foss lashes out again, and then instantly you're done. Okay, you got cooked. Don't fight us on our, like, home territory. We're already, like, terrifying away from home. Don't come to our place and try to pull this bullshit, Foss. Anyway, like, Foss emotionally lashing out here is completely justified. It's basically the worst thing that's ever happened to anybody, is what Foss is discovering right now. I have made a discovery, chat. Okay, I've made a discovery. What's this? What's this? What's this over here? This kind of sword type dealy, right? The sword. Look at the sword. The sword's cool. Let's go back to the volume cover. Let's go all the way back to the volume cover. Quick! Look at that. Foss is in possession of said sword. Yo, spoilers, but sick. Awesome. That's great. Oh, this is kind of sensual too. Kind of like, not mounting, but kinda. Getting really, like, domineering over Foss here. Your body is extraordinary. Surely you've grown wary of evolution. So have we. So basically you're subtextually telling Foss to just give up, to just stop. To stop changing. Your body is extraordinary. Surely you've grown wary of evolution. So have we. So you guys have evolved too, is the point here, I think. Okay, no, I've read this as something else. I read this initially as you've grown wary, like you've grown tired. You've grown tired of evolution. So have we. So we've stopped evolving. But no, the implication is the exact opposite. Your body is extraordinary. Because you've evolved, we have also evolved. My prince. Prince? Oh, shit. Okay, at least we've got pronouns. Can we put these in the altar machine? No. Put them back where they belong. Aw. Stingy old prince. Just do as I say. Ugh, it's so sticky. This is hard. We don't like it. Boo. All done. And then they're like celebrating too. They're great. Okay, I like our little friends here. They've got a lot of personality. I'm seeing the Prince character here, who we don't have a name for yet, as the kind of analog to Adamant in the here and now. A little bit of same face going on with you and Adamant maybe too. Just a tiny bit. Maybe. Okay, that's one to watch. Yeah. Okay, because like you guys are clearly like subservient to this character too, in my opinion. So like, I don't. Does that make any sense? Like, you're reflecting Adamant a little bit because the gems are kind of subservient to Adamant as well. There's a connection there. I feel either way. A tour, Hawk tour. Would you like one? Foss still seems broadly pretty pissed off, but now we're doing a tour? Hey, yo, this is the fucking cream world. This is our city. It's pretty bustling. I like it. Okay, this is our city. We built it from the unique materials and mineral oils that seep up from under the moon's surface. The mineral oil softens at night and solidifies again in the morning. This causes the town to change shape slightly day by day. That's fucking awesome. That's such a cool concept for a city. And it kind of matches a city in real life too. A city changes day by day, right? Even just a little bit. So again, that's like almost inheriting something from Earth in a lot of ways too. But it's also, much like the rest of the show, using this scientific kind of basis to do so as well. I also said show again, I mean manga. The materials for items such as my sword and synthetic stones I showed you rise to the surface along with the metals and mineral oils. You see, our world was originally part of your planet, so it has a similar material composition. That is how we are able to so closely replicate your kind. What? Okay. Another discovery, chat. I don't think the moon, our moon, up in the sky, originally came from our planet? I don't think that's how that worked. So is this part of like the shattering or whatever happened which ended humanity? Is that what created this moon per se? Again, I'm just kind of theory crafting there. And my alarms are going off, which is bad, which means I'm running out of time. Okay, we need to wrap this up. That is how we are so able to so closely replicate your kind. My prince, can we crush the Foss now? It's already falling apart. No. Go away. Boo. Mean old prince. Boo. We're bored. Play with us. Yeah, this is giving Adamant and the gems a lot. Is Prince your name? I'm the one formerly known as Prince. It is not my name, but it is what I am called. It was used among the animals from which we originate to refer to individuals produced by the leaders of society, who shared their classification. But sometimes it was simply used to indicate an especially prominent individual. The form of address means very little. Your kind too use many words without knowing the original meaning. For example, school and sensei. I was going to bring this up. I don't think you guys know all the context around the word sensei when you call Adamant sensei, right? You just call him that because it's what you call him. Or again, the similar concept is playing out here. I do think a teacher in Adamant's case versus a prince, royalty above everybody, right? In your case is very pointed, at least a little bit. By animals from which you originate, you mean humans? Oh, a little bit of acknowledgement here. I see Ventricusis did indeed explain to you about humans, and that you want to go back to being human? Okay, and then a little look again. Do you have a little beauty spot or something here? That's very sassy, I like that too. And then we hear a glorp, a z, and a something. What is that? A zlurp. Hey, there you are, my prince. I don't know why, but we can't keep the little squirts away from the rock. Oh, that's what this is. It's the... Yeah. Okay, cool. So again, I'm still seeing the Admirabilis up here as something akin to livestock. So we're keeping we're like breeding the livestock up here too, right? And obviously there's been the legend of Foss has been passed down for generations and generations. Obviously they're all aware of it too. Ah, hey, and they're all calling him king. What's a king to a prince? Hey, yo, think about that. And again, continuing the conversation, I heard you wanted to go back to being human. The Admirabilists are hasty and jump to their own conclusions. We can talk more at leisure up ahead. Okay, yeah, you're playing a little bit coy with it. Okay, sure. This is where the mineral oil flows. What's your step? This is fucking Charlie's Chocolate Factory or something. Okay, the mineral oil is like, it's like a big wind gust or something where you just completely almost lose yourself in it. Yeah, and slip over and kind of fade away or something. It's all very weird. And then you like hold my hand for a bit. Oh, look at the haircut. Yeah, look at this. What is happening? We're dressed to the nines. This way. And then Foss is wearing a little dress or something, right? Is that what we're doing? Yeah. Look at this. The Great Gatsby. What is occurring? We're in Goo World. And we're dressed. And we're fucking in formal clothes. Yo. Why is this sick? This is an insane panel. This is fucking Willy Wonka's fucking chocolate factory. Willy Wonka's Great Gatsby Chocolate Factory Goo Palace. It's starting to come into view too. What does this remind me of? This reminds me of the log cabin. At least a little bit. Just the table by the window. It's kind of a concept. Oh, this is gorgeous. Holy fuck, the art is good. So, okay, we got the whole goo drip mineral oil aesthetic up here. But it's also kind of forming in a certain shape as it's dropping to look almost like a chandelier or like an ornament in the architecture or something like that, some special piece of everything else that's going on. Like, it's almost like bending the world to our kind of whim. It's just so, this is so good. This is so fucking good. Okay, have a seat. Little napkin. You're gonna spread the napkin on your lap like a gentleman. Okay, and then yeah, we're getting served, sure, and then we're gonna have a deeper conversation here. Humans are a species of living creature that existed long ago. They are your ancestors as well. I know this is all true. Because they are animals, all their functions eventually shut down and they enter a state known as death, at which point their flesh and bone components return to the planet. Meanwhile, the spirit, and we learned this at the end of human civilization, the spirit is ejected from the body and then is broken down into the purest elements of spirit, continuing through space until it arrives at a certain point in the universe. From there, it is absorbed into a realm known as an alternate universe. This much was determined through actual observation. What? Okay, this is a lot already. One, I'm going to start with one point which isn't related, but I wanted to talk about it. I do think, okay, as we kind of move, or the Prince character moves, they kind of move from this like almost like Aztec, like ancient Roman kind of toga type thing going on, right? Again, like denoting the upper class and all that kind of stuff, the prince likes in all these different times throughout human history. Now we're kind of moving into a very 20th century look at a prince, right? Like a capitalist, a well-to-do, like son of a business, like from money, old money type look. I do think that's fascinating. And I think, again, reflecting a prince type character in all of these different facets of human evolution is a great touch, character design wise, kind of moving from one to the other. And now let's talk about this. This is obviously talking to some semblance of reincarnation, right? Which I think is something Buddhism? Maybe? At least some kind of Eastern theology type stuff. But it's a great point that, again, like the bones and the flesh are left on Earth. The flesh is fleeting, the bones are there longer, but the spirit goes somewhere else. The spirit moves into something else through apparently an alternate universe. At some point in the universe, there's an alternate universe where, we go and live or something. Anyway, continuing. Our hypothesis is that this alternate universe is a peaceful world, a world filled with eternal nothingness, where no one becomes anyone. What? Okay, so it's not an alternate universe, it's not reincarnation, it's nothing? But is nothing also everything? Do you know what I mean? Is nothing the one thing? Okay, so again, it's this immortal conundrum, right? If you're immortal, the one thing that you want is the sweet release of death, right? So maybe a world of nothingness is actually a blessing. And again, if we're doing an actual scientific kind of explanation here, is it something akin to a black hole or something? Maybe. Again, but only the purest spirit with all extraneous material removed, can ever reach it. To remove those impurities, the spirit requires the prayers of a separate living human. Quality is irrelevant. Okay, so for somebody to pass to this peaceful world of nothing, somebody needs to pray, or a human needs to pray for you to do so. And there we go, a band of transformed human spirits stranded on the moon with no prayers to help them. That is what we are. So, we seek to bring back humans insofar as somebody can then pray for us and we can be released into the nothingness. That's pretty deep, right? And kind of talks to the importance of prayer in the here and now for us, praying for people that have kind of passed on, at least a little bit. Okay, this is very heady. I'll probably need to reread some of this stuff come next week. Is Foss in this form could probably follow along. The old Foss would probably be like lost by now, well lost. And that machine was created to help us. What machine is the machine? What? Machine? Oh yes, you've never heard of machines. A machine is a tool made by humans to efficiently perform their labors for them. The one you all call Sensei is the human's final creation, a machine made for prayer. What the fuck? Okay, hang on. Whoa. This has huge implications, right? Okay, so let's assume everything that you're saying is true. We can now put together who the doctor was. The doctor was probably the person that made you, right? Doctor, professor, an expert, right? Or at least their visage, at least some semblance of them. And of course, you'd be then unable to hurt that person you probably are pretty fond of, considering they brought you into existence, the closest thing to a parent that you will ever have. But it's bigger than that, right? Why doesn't Sensei pray? Why doesn't he pray for these fucking Lunarians to go away? Or maybe he does? And he can't pray for all of them at once? And there's still too many humans coming down here to try to steal it? Are they ultimately trying to get to Sensei? Why do they steal the gems then? If Sensei can pray the Lunarians away, then why doesn't he pray them away and ensure the success of the gemstones? Right? And their proliferation. If the Lunarians are bad, why don't you do us a solid and pray them away? Alright, there's clearly more to this. Let's not go around in circles too much. So Sensei is a creation of the humans, yes. Although I understand that originally it was created from a sentimental standpoint to prevent the last human from ever feeling lonely, or from feeling lonely. Don't know why I'm adding words in there. And as we say that, I guess our kind of room here is starting to fall apart as well. In essence, the machine is a tremendously destructive device that has the power not only to destroy the human body, but to deconstruct the spirit instantaneously. But at some point it broke down. It stopped doing what it was built to do. While we remain here, spirits have yet to be deconstructed. And so, we have spent our days trying everything we can think of to prod the tool into doing its job. And we don't know why, but it cares for you gems. That's why you kidnap us? Yes. Hang on. Why doesn't he pray? Why doesn't he pray? Sensei! You have to explain yourself. Why don't you pray? There's backstory here. Because now, obviously, you're going to be like, okay, well, he can instantly fix everything in 1 second by praying and killing all the Lunarians. And they seem to want that too. Why not pray? And yeah, Foss has come into that realization here and is justifiably pissed off. Yeah, here we go. Not that I'm trying to defend the machine, but it doesn't mean to deceive you. Its programming seems to prevent it from divulging its secrets without a human's permission. Well, anyway, here we are, tens of thousands of years later. We've run out of ideas on how to provoke the device. And yeah, this is insane, right? Like, Foss is about to crash out here, and it's the most justifiable crash out of all time. Sensei, they keep taking all my fucking friends. Yo. We have, like, 5 or 6 examples of people losing their, like, soulmate, essentially. Because you won't pray for these dogs? Oh, here we go. Oh, this is even better. I thought you were just going to crash out or something, but there's even better kind of direction. If Sensei were out of the picture, you would have no reason to attack us. What a novel thought. But we can't have you merely destroying our tool. I want it fixed. Still, you make a good point. If we turn the madness up just a notch, the situation may change. What do you mean by that? We must do something to shake up the machine. If you have any ideas, I'd love to hear them. Care for a bite? It will cool your head and help you think more clearly. Hang on. What are we eating? Are you eating the fucking... We're eating moon goo? Okay. This explains everything. Well, it explains a lot of stuff, right? That's why we threw down Shiro. That's why we threw down Hakase, the doctor, whatever we want to say there. We want to shake him up. We want to fucking emotionally get to this machine. And again, the machine seems to like you gems. So, I don't know. Yeah. What? Okay. This is insane, and what I think the direction we're going here in the here and now is an additional addition. A new attachment for Foss. I think so. It will cool your head and help you think more clearly. I think there's a new edition coming Foss's way very, very soon. And yeah, with that, I think we're going to leave it. I know, again, it was a really short session today, chapter-wise, but I think we got a lot of important content done, for sure, for sure. Holy shit. Holy shit. This shit's good. It's really good. And I'm so intrigued, and I'm ready to read more whenever. But I'll wait a week, and I'll see you guys next week. Yeah, holy shit. Keen to read comments, keen to read theories, obviously, again, with all the stuff I said in the start of the video in mind. Try not to lead me too much is my point, I guess. Yeah, but this is amazing. This is incredible. I'm loving this. There's so much to dive into, too. I feel like I'm only scratching the surface, and I've recorded for almost 2 hours on 4 chapters. All right, I'll catch you guys later. Discord if you want to talk to me about the thing. YouTube comments, like the video, subscribe. Patreon. Don't forget Patreon. You can be 1 week ahead if you wanna. And I'll see you guys later. Thank you. Goodbye.